Regards to my stay in Turkey, I would say it was a really horrible experience for me, and for other people that are also, for other refugees that I also met in Turkey. And so it was really horrible because it's not a safe place to be in. There's no human right, and the law there doesn't even protect you, doesn't even protect the citizens, not to talk of someone who isn't a Turkish person, a Turkish national. So that forced me to actually cross over, to actually venture into coming into Greece, because a lot of people were scared of their life, because there was always a bomb blast every week. So we had to make a plan and find a way to go to a safer place so we can be protected. And also going to Turkey from my home, it's not safe also in my home where I come from. So it's really tough because it really took me some months to get to Turkey. And on my arrival to that place, also I discovered it wasn't safe for me. And so I had to leave Turkey also, because my home, I was being accused of being one of the Boko Haram. That's a name called, that's a terrorist group called Boko Haram in Nigeria, where I come from. And the government they were actually accusing people falsely for being a member of Boko Haram. And what they do is that they will detain you and want to force you to confess that you are a Boko Haram, whereas you are not. And if you say you are not a Boko Haram, what they will actually do is that they would keep you they would detain you, and you don't even know when you're going to be released. Detaining you is not the problem. The problem is you are actually getting detained by the military, and there you get beaten, and some people die on the process without even being charged to court, just because they suspected them to be member of Boko Haram. So my parents actually asked me to run for my life because it's no longer safe for me in Nigeria. That's how I ended up in Turkey. On my arrival to Turkey, I also discovered it's almost similar situation. So I had to move from Turkey to Greece. And regards to my migration from Turkey to Greece, that was one of the things I would never forget in my life, because it was really horrible. I've never been terrified in my whole life like I was crossing the Mediterranean Sea. I never knew I was going to cross such kind of sea. I was told it was just a river by the guys who actually, by the connection that I used to get to this place. And I was told it was just a 45 minutes, a 45 minutes drive on the river. But to my surprise, when I got to the place we were supposed to take off from, that was where I realized it was a sea, and not just a sea, but the Mediterranean Sea, which is one of the worst sea in the world. And also, and from what I had like about 4,000 or so had already died in the sea this year. And I actually wanted to go back, but the thing was that where they pick us off, where they took us from to the seashore where we were supposed to take off from was very far. You actually have to spend another like 4 hours or 5 hours to go back to the city. So I had no option, but because I was told like we are going to be only 30 people in a flying boat. To my surprise, when we got to the seashore, I discovered we were about 61 people. 61 people.
And how much did everybody pay?
It's different. It depends on how you negotiate with the connection, because these guys don't really have a direct connection. They have agents that you go through. So sometimes these agents also make profit from you. Sometimes they tell you it's $800. Sometimes they tell you it's $1,000. Sometimes they tell you it's $700. But in my case, I paid $600. And when I asked other some of my fellow, refugee guys who I came with, they told me different figures. Some said they paid 900, some said they paid 8,000, and some said they paid 800. So it differs from how you negotiate with your agent that actually got you the main connection. So in this case, you don't even get to know who is the main connection, because it's like a chain of people. You have to go through people to another person. So on my surprise, like I was saying, on my surprise, when we got to the boat, we discovered it was just a balloon boat, and that that was supposed to contain, from what I heard, it was supposed to carry just 15 people, or 15 to 25 people. So also, but we were about 61 people in that boat. And lots of people got hurt on the process. Some people broke their wrist, while some broke their ankles, and it was really horrible. And also, it was just horrible. I don't know. And sometimes I can't believe I actually made it to Greece.
So now we are here in Moria, on Lesbos, Greece.
Yes.
So you're here now since 1 month?
Yeah, I've been here I came here last month. That was 17th of last month.
And what about the situation here in Moria?
Oh, I don't know how to say it, but it's very hectic. It's terrible. I thought this should be, as a refugee, you should be treated more better here, but it's just because, as you can see, it's very cold here. Since I came to this camp, I've only bathed with hot water just once. It's not even a hot water, it's just warm water. The rest of the 1 month that I've spent here, it's just cold water. We had to wait for the sunset before we can go. Even at then, the water is still very cold. And for me, I just take it as part of life. But when I see the kids, the little babies, getting bedded with a cold water, I feel so sad, And sometimes you see guys get cold and they rush them to the hospital because they had, they had pneumonia, stuff like that. And some guys actually don't even bother bathing, because some guys already had a medical condition that doesn't even allow them to bath with cold water. So that's just one of the problem. And then we had issue of food. The food is so terrible that when you eat I don't even eat here anymore, because I just find a way to eat, because the food, anytime you eat the food, you get poached. The food is not being cooked properly. Sometimes when they bring the food, you can actually tell this food, it's just like they put the rice and just, uncooked rice, and just bring it for you guys to eat. And talk about the sleeping place. I mean, you can see, like, I could remember, like, all throughout this week, all throughout last week, it's been snowing. Though not that seriously, but under that kind of weather, you found people, no shade, you just sleep under your tents, And sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you open the tent to come out, the water drips. While you are busy sleeping, you can actually feel the water dripping on you, because it's very cold. And when you get up in the morning, you want to come out from the tent, you can feel like it's really cold. I remember one of the days I checked on my phone, it was actually minus 2. That was a freezing point, and everyone was just looking for a place to, because everyone in the camp, to the worst of it was, like, the line where we normally had have our breakfast, nobody went to the line, because nobody cared about the food anymore. Everybody was just looking for, a place to heat themselves up, because it was very, very cold. So, and when you complain, we don't even know who to complain to. So that's just the situation we're facing here, and nobody knows when we are going to be released out of here. It's just, we are just here, just hanging, hoping that things will get better. But every day, things get worse and worse and worse. Nothing has ever, even when we protested, even when we tried to, be be aggressive. It doesn't help issues. Rather, it makes issues more worse for us. So we've just decided to just just wait and see what our fate.
How many people live here in Moria in the camp right now?
There's about 6,000 just here.
Yeah.
At Moria camp.
You know how many children? There are many children here right now. Families.
The families. We have lots of family of which I can't tell the figure, but I know we have lots of family and children families, and we have more. We have lots of pregnant women. We have kids, lots of kids here, and yeah, because some people came with their whole family.
And they also sleep in tents?
For the families, some of the families, because as you can see, the camp is not meant to accommodate that much people. So what they do is that they had a place that is reserved for the family, but apparently it's fully occupied. So if you come, if you're not lucky enough, they don't care. You just have to sleep under the tent with your family. What they do, they give you a big tent and maybe try to cover it, but
But no heating.
No. There's nothing like no warming. No, there's nothing like that. I never heard of anybody, because you see, even everybody, the kids comes to the fire to warm themselves. You see a baby of 2 years old, they come with their parents to. Sometimes the parents help them to warm their hands because they're already very cold. And some of the kids, they cry. Not that they are, anybody beat them. Just the weather is too harsh on them. And there are kids, they don't even know how to express. They don't even know how to say, I'm feeling cold. So the only way they can let you know that they're feeling cold is when they cry. So the baby's feeling cold. So you have to look for a way to get the baby warmed up, So it's very bad. The situation in Moria camp is very bad. It's so bad.